9:02, I'm gonna call this Board of Supervisors meeting to order. Mr. Brad, would you give us the invocation?
Let us stand. Bow our heads. Oh, gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning for allowing us to see another one of your glorious days. And Father, we just ask, oh God, that you continue to touch our hearts, our minds, and just ask, oh God, that you look over our elected officials. Father, continue to give them the knowledge from on high. Father, continue to keep them working closer together, oh God, to support your people. Father, we just ask, oh God, that you look over this city, this county, this state, and the United States of America, God. Bless every leader, God. Father, bless our first responders, our teachers, our workers. And Father, we just ask, oh God, that you continue to favor Adams County with new businesses and new jobs in this area, God. And Father, we just pray for the ones that may have lost loved ones over this last week. And Father, we ask, oh God, that you comfort their families, oh God. And Father, just be a peace amongst them during their time of bereavement. And Father, we just ask these prayers in your precious Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Make a motion for the approval of the minutes for May.
Second.
By Ms. Hudson, second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion?
Yes, sir, Mr. President, with the necessary corrections I already talked to the page about it.
Okay. With the necessary, any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion approved. Need a motion for approval of monthly financial reports for Adams County Sheriff's Office, Chancery Clerk, and the purchasing.
Got the document.
I'm sorry. I'm skipping one, guys. Approval of dockets. Just checking y'all. Who moved that?
I did.
Okay, Ms. Gaines, second. Ms. Hudson, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion approved. All right, now the approval of the monthly financial reports, Sheriff, Chancery Clerk, and the Purchasing Department.
So, second.
Moved by Ms. Hudson, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carried. All right, special presentations, if any. That be you?
Oh, I love it, thank you.
All right, ladies first.
Good morning. I have a few notices I need to tell you about today. Scott, did we get the document?
I've not received it back from the entity. When they do, I'll let y'all know.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, would you let everybody know who you are and what you're representing?
I'm sorry. I go by Debbie Hudson for work-wise, but I'm Debbie Germany.
AKA.
And I'm, I guess, leading the CJCC Council, Criminal Justice Council, and bringing information about the new criminal justice complex.
Okay.
So, the landowners have a document Scott and their attorney have created, so hopefully by the next meeting, we will have something to discuss and approve.
We're just waiting for it back, and then we'll file it and the attorney will review complete.
Okay, great. All right, so we've come a long way. Also, with that, we're needing $50,000 to do a survey, a complete survey, and 2 specific tests that you have to have in order to figure out the financials. You can do this in one of 2 ways. One of the ways is when you decide who you want to use for financially going forward to do that. They can include that in the price of the complex. The problem is when you need that information to help you figure out what the amount is. So we've got to come up with something creative. I'm trying to look at grants or ways. I'm working with Ward Peterson and Southwest Planning to see what we can possibly do. We also need some funding for a feasibility study, a more complete one than we have right now. So I'm going to try try to do that as a double thing to find funding for that. And I hope that's acceptable for you all, that I do that with work. My next thing is that the Department of Justice recommended for us to get some free training by the National Institute of Corrections to help us with this process. And so in July, there's a 3-day training, July 9th through 11th. This will include the sheriff, police chief. They have certain people they've targeted. They would love to have a supervisor, if not all 3 days. Some of the days that they're here, they need for you to see what goes on, what we need to do to look for 10 to 20 years in this for this facility. They like Scott, they like Stephanie, and then anybody on the CJCC committee, which would include our attorneys and mental health. So I will be sending that information out this week, and just let me know if you can come, when you can come. I don't have a place yet. I'm working on that, where that meeting will be. It's 3 days, but looking at their agenda, it's very thorough, and I think you need to go through this to get to the best result at the end. So I want to tell you about that. Are there any questions on anything so far?
No, unless you're gonna pull a rabbit out of your hat with the money.
No, and you never will.
We're just gonna, I understand that, we're just gonna have to figure out what's gonna do.
So the deal, what I'm trying to do is find choices, so that you have the best choices for the years. You've already done one thing of extending 30 years to pay something back, which will be very helpful. But anyway, we're looking at all resources, just trying to keep you up on it. And I will get this information out. We really need somebody it'd be great if somebody could be there all 3 days to give a report back to you all, but I understand that's a
What
a
were
lot
the
of
dates
time.
that you're looking
Oh, I'm
at?
sorry, July 9th through 11th.
All right, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I got some calls for you guys, this kind of my title and contact information on whatever y'all need it. Or I'll be brief as possible. My name's Andy Hurtage. My official title is Director of Engineering for Dillon Corporation. We're based in Jackson, Mississippi, actually live in Marion County. We were at the Mississippi Safety Summit, I believe it was the sheriff I spoke to. We have a number of IT solutions that we provide, and we have a specific law enforcement side of our business. I'm actually a deputy in Marion County, probably the oldest man on the road. So we do body cameras, we do pole cameras, but specifically, I think what the sheriff was interested in is he said you guys may have a need for some illegal dumping monitoring. And we have a product that we've developed at our company we have a solar camera we put in place, and it takes images, and if it senses a car, truck, vehicle, and a person outside that vehicle in that area, it will alert and scan through those images and send that image to law enforcement, whoever you say it needs to go to. So basically today is just to make an introduction. I think he mentioned maybe there was 1 or 2 sites that we may have an issue with here. You guys would know more than that. But if there's any need for that, then I'd come back in, do a full demo. It's about $1,800 a year for the whole setup. And he specifically said 2 sites. I don't know if you guys have those sites in mind that may be of benefit. If y'all have any of that kind of going on, would you be interested?
We certainly have that going on. You say $1,800, and that'd be for 2 cameras for a year.
That'd be, no, so that's for one. So it's a solar camera based system. And basically what it does is it takes the pictures of any movement, but we've developed a back-end kind of an AI solution that weeds out all the false positives and sends you, if a person is there outside of a vehicle, it alerts you with a picture of that. So it's $1,800 a year per camera.
All right. Do you know of any grants that cover?
Sir?
Do you know of any grants to cover?
So there are some grant money out there. So I work with several cities and counties on some Homeland Security grants. I don't know of any specific grant that covers illegal dumping. I know there's grants out there for some of the other stuff, the body cameras and whatnot. We do a lot of body camera business. Pike County just signed on, I run body cameras, we got several body cameras in the state. But for that specific task, I don't know of any grants that cover it. It's a new product, so I don't know of another company in the nation's doing what we're doing. It's simple, it's solar, you don't have to have power there, it's portable. We put it on a pole and turn it loose, and the magic happens on the back end. So that AI technology will foresee that. And I can also, if you have a problem with ATV somewhere such as that, I can key on that. So basically, you've got solutions out there that will take it and will notify you, but you got a ton of false positives. So we take that a step farther, and that we only send the information and the pictures when we think, hey, there's a vehicle and a person outside there. Obviously, at the dump site, there's a high probability they're either dumping or dropping. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people that do come through there and pick stuff up from those dump sites.
Right.
But you can weed through that quickly, real-time alerts and updates. So I guess today is just to see if you have some interest in that. Be more than happy to come back, or if you want to direct me to who to talk to, and we can follow up with a demo and some proper documentation on that.
Okay. Y'all got any questions?
Yes, sir, Mr.
Go
President.
ahead,
So, once you put this in an area, you said that it will take a picture,
Yes.
and where do the picture go to?
So we store it in Amazon Web Services, a cloud-based service, and we develop the front end. So you'll have access to every picture that gets taken. For instance, if there's a crime in the area and you need to go back and peruse and see if it may have caused something in a specific time frame. So all the pictures are there in a cloud-based environment, username, password secured to whoever you guys deem need access, whether it be a sheriff's office or if you have an enforcement officer that would need to have access to it. And then the pictures of interest, which would be those with a person and a vehicle at that location outside, it would flag those and send those directly to you. So to answer your question, it would be a cloud-based service, so it would be stored in the cloud that you have access. It would have a nice front end, you log in, you would have access to the map of where the cameras are located, and it's a simple product. It's not very overcomplicated, anybody can use it, but we found, we have a lot of Florida customers, and that has been a huge deal in some of the larger places that we do business with, and they want to get alerted. The alert is the key. So when it's happening, and if you've got a unit in the area, and you can alert them and also send them that picture and go, hey, I got this red truck here, got a white male, dark shirt, khaki pants, it looks like they were dumping, and then they can make contact with it. Now, we can also put an LPR camera. Typically, we face the camera on the dump site in this direction, and then we can put an LPR camera the opposite way. So 9 times out of 10, our camera's going to get a good picture of the vehicle and the tag because they're stopped and dumping. If they're coming the opposite way, we can also do a second camera or an LPR camera that actually reads the tag and gets that tag information.
Okay, what is the cost again?
$1,800, and that gets you a year. I believe it's a 3-year commitment on that. And that gets you everything you need to service, camera, solar panel, everything you need.
And what about the additional camera you say if you
It'd
want?
be another 18. Think of it this way. Every camera you would like to put up, I can put 5 of if you want them, but it's gonna be around $1,800 a year. So if you got 2 locations at a minimum, you put 1 camera at each location to kind of get eyes on it. And you know, we find these illegal dumping spots are usually back roads, not a lot of traffic, no power, no lights, no anything. So we developed that we can put it up, not have to put power to it. And if it gets cleaned up and you citations or stuff like that, and they start dumping somewhere else, all you do is move the camera.
So you can't move it?
Oh, absolutely, they're portable.
Okay, next question gonna be to the sheriff department, okay? Excuse me, I don't know which department that this alert gonna go to. Once they get the alert, then what do the sheriff department do?
We would just respond out to that area, or a deputy would ride, out there to see what's going on. And even if they're not there, if there's a picture of the vehicle or a tag number, we can try to identify the person based on the picture. They would be cited at first for the initial violation, and then, you know, they go through justice court.
Okay, Mr. Attorney, what is the fine for, illegal dumping? Or do we have one? I know we have one, it's a penalty. Is it $1,000?
I think it's up to $1,000. So it's up to the judge, but I think it's up to $1,000.
So, I'm trying to figure out how this is gonna work. We gonna, invest in a camera, and it's gonna go to the sheriff department. And once the sheriff department do whatever they gotta do, then it's gonna go to the judge. And then if the judge, what do the judge do?
So the
We
sheriff.
got all the evidence we need, and it points to Ricky Gray over here dumping with my tag in my face, and then it goes to the judge, then what do the judge
Someone
do?
got to go file an affidavit against Ricky Gray.
Someone?
Someone would have to.
Well, who would that be?
Normally it's the deputies, but I don't know if they can do for misdemeanor that's outside of their presence. Do y'all know how?
Well,
you-
we could be the fine based on the, picture, as long as we have pictures and proof, we could, I mean, because we're on behalf of the county's the one hurt.
Is that still the?
Scott, let me ask you a question. I don't mean to cut you off. Now, we got NOLA cameras. And when a crime is committed with NOLA cameras, don't it go to y'all?
For NOLA, you're usually looking for like felonies, which is that still a law where misdemeanors, you can't arrest somebody for a misdemeanor outside the presence of an officer?
So, I won't speak for sheriff's office here, been doing it for probably 10 years. So typically, we show up on scene if there's a misdemeanor offense occurred, it would have to be
Sir,
occurred.
who is we?
Law.
Okay.
He's a law enforcement guy.
Yes, so typically in our presence, obviously, we've got to bring it to arrest. So what the
Hold on one
picture,
second, Sheriff.
go ahead, he probably a higher authority on answering that than myself.
Go ahead, Sheriff.
You got video, you got pictures taken in a situation like that, that's a crime against society. That's like a crime against society. And since we do represent the county, we can go back and issue citations based on an investigation of the evidence that's in place. And the good part about the camera is it will take pictures of the person, it'll get vehicle, or we can go back and cooperate for other things, but we can put that individual there and do that. So for me, I would love to have cameras in those areas, because with the Project NOLA cameras, that's been our biggest struggle in these years where the illegal dumping has been at, is because we can't get power in. This here solves that problem with the source power issue, and it's movable. So if we go out here and issue a citation to this individual for illegal dumping, you know, 1 or 2 citations, you can pay for that camera for the year.
And so you get, after the citation's issued, Ricky Gray have to come up to the courtroom,
Go ahead and mute your phone now.
and they hear
Sheriff.
evidence, and if the
Thank
judge finds you guilty, then you're guilty, and he punishes you, whatever he thinks is
So,
within the discretion of the statute.
so you really got to have them really committing the crime or whatever, because I was gonna ask you, like West Hills Lane, you got a way in and a way out. And if the city was to put a camera on this end of West Hills Lane and put a camera on that end of West Hills Lane, and you got this guy driving in with all this stuff, and you really didn't see him dump it, but then he drive out the other end with an empty truck. He done dumped it somewhere.
And you look and you find it, and you see it's that stuff.
So can we work it like that?
I think that's enough for
Okay.
beyond a reasonable doubt. It's up to a judge to find it, but I think that's beyond a reasonable doubt.
Rob, you got anything to add?
For refrigerators, don't just grow legs and jump
Yeah, in
off.
your cameras, what does the tag lights do as far as your cameras? Will they still get the picture of? Because a lot of times we had them and we tried it, put them out, and then once the tag light would come, it would blur our pictures that we couldn't read the tag. And then once that happened, the sheriff couldn't follow through or make the arrest or whatever, or charge them because we didn't have the tag.
So a couple things on that, and that's why, you know, some of these cameras are designed for tags, LPRs, they have LPR capability. At night, it's infrared illuminated. So if you pull up there, and look guys, you know, this is gonna give you a set of eyes. Is it gonna be 100% every single time? You know, but probably not, because I'll never stand up there and say anything's 100%. Camera's got a good picture on it. It's got infrared, so if they pull up there, if it's at night, turn the lights off, throw in dumping, whatever, leave the lights on. We've had pretty good success with the pictures we've got at night. Now, there's always, they cover the tag. Well, obviously, I've got vehicle description and a person description, and whether or not they know it or not. In Marion County, we're not familiar with everybody, but I'm familiar with about 3% of the population, pretty regular. So, you know, it depends. That's why we kind of couple it sometimes with that second LPR camera, and it's specifically looking for the tag. And there's some pretty inexpensive technology built into some of those cameras that lets us do that. But we've had pretty good success with the night on it and the tag. But you know, dusk and dark, right there at that change. I mean, you know, you may have some that you get a vehicle description. The key to it though is the alert, because the alerts are pretty real time. So, and look guys, and like I said, I work sheriff's department, I know how busy we stay on calls. You know, if we've got a deputy in that area that, you know, we get that alert and we can respond, then that's where you can at least identify the vehicle. And, you know, if they know they've been identified at that point in time, and the problem seems to kind of decrease at that moment in time. Because that's the thing, is rural, we out and about, we cover 584 square miles. Chief Deputy, I don't know how big the county is here, and we got 2 or 3, you know, we got 2 or 3 guys, and it's hard to get there, but if you got an alert that lets us know it's there, and even we can't get there, and we have the picture to follow back up on, it helps solve the problem. It's just a tool to help solve that problem. Where we don't have, currently there's no other tool to do that.
Yes, go ahead.
Just have one question. If somehow if the camera come up missing, then
we can replace the camera. You know, the camera's not gonna be $1,800. $1,800 is the service, all the amount of the solar panel and all that. You know, we've not, when we usually put cameras up, the first thing people think about is somebody's gonna smoke them, they'll shoot them and steal them. We mount them high enough on a pole, can they take a ladder and take the camera down? Absolutely, they can. We can replace the camera. Now, the camera will be covered for anything malfunctioning. You know what I mean? So if it quits working, and part of that 1,800 will replace that camera. Somebody puts a 30-06 round in it or climbs a pole and gets it, and we'll just have to get the price. And I can get you a price of the individual camera. So the 1,800 is the service and all, and the solar panel and all that kind of stuff. So don't think about you paying 1,800 for a camera.
I was just asking that question because I mean, I just know in the past we have some pretty rowdy fellas. We put some cameras up and they couldn't get it. They cut the tree down. You know, so I was just thinking about that and then shot them before like this. So you know, that's just one of the things that you think about because you get them and it's gonna get them for a while, but then they're gonna tell their buddies and they're gonna figure out where it is. Somebody take a pop shot, and I'm just trying to get, trying to get the information on the front end, just in case something like that. How about you?
All right.
Great question, by the way, thank you.
The initial camera does not have a tag reader, so we'd have to have 2 cameras.
Well, if you want to do some tag reading capability, it's worked out well that you've got them in opposite directions, because the camera, normally the picture is good enough that I can read the tag. You know, if we mount it properly and got the proper angle on it. So you'll think of 2 different directions. So the secondary camera usually, if it's serious enough of an area, we can put a second LPR camera in there to do some tag reads on that, alert on it. Yep.
Okay. Well, that's some good information. Something we probably need around here, but we'll take it in under consideration and probably call you asking some more questions. Hopefully we can find a way to use one of the grants that we have for something else. Maybe it doesn't include exactly your project, but it should. If it involves law enforcement, you would think it would get covered in some kind of way.
I appreciate it. My cell phone number's on that card and email address. Any
All
other
right.
questions?
Thank you, Mr. Turner.
Appreciate y'all.
All right. All right, any more special presentation of county business? City government business, if any? Did you have a presentation or something you could?
Well, I wanted to see if we could finalize this Healthy You information about getting a day off, and I wanted to mention one other thing.
Stop, take that information. Got it. Did you find out if we can do that? Was it legal to do that?
It's legal to do that. I think asked me to do a draft policy. No, I think we wanted more specifics as to Fred, you had to get us information as to what was needed to qualify for that Healthy You. That way we could get that out to the employees and then draft the policy. I think that's where we were at.
That's correct.
Okay, you got anything to?
Yes, I do. One, if I may digress for one moment, I handed everyone, each of you today, this little handout. I had an employee call me last week, a dependent actually. She had a claim that she said, this has not been paid. Would you see what's going on? I called Blue Cross, and it was a bill from a provider, and Blue Cross had asked for additional medical information, and the provider had not given it to Blue Cross. And the Blue Cross person told me that due to this, the employee was not responsible for the bill, did not have to pay the bill,
Oh, okay.
and it couldn't go on the credit record, and she was not responsible. So I thought, after that situation, I'd give this to y'all, I'm gonna get it out to employees the best way I can. For a long time, there's been legislation from the federal government and from the state of Mississippi protecting you and other people with insurance against surprise medical billing. As an example, you go to a hospital for surgery, and the anesthesiologist, unbeknownst to you, is not in the Blue Cross network. You can't know that, impossible for you to know that, and you get a $4,000 bill from an anesthesiologist, and he's not in network. They can't do that. And you are not responsible for that bill. And I just need to let, you know, I incorrectly assume sometimes that people are aware of these things as they come up in legislation, because they're in the newspapers, they're on the internet, they're on Facebook, et cetera, ad nauseum. But the same can be said if you have an emergency and you end up at a non-network emergency provider, and you get a bill for $50,000 because they're not in network. You are not responsible for that bill. They can only charge you or your insurance what is covered as though they were in network. And so a lot of times, you know, insurance, it's easy to view insurance companies as the devil, or, you know, they're not worth anything, they no good, you know, et cetera, ad nauseum. I've heard it for 32 years. 99% of the time when I delve into a claim, the problem with the claim is that the provider has not given the insurance company the information they need to process a claim. President Wilson, if you had a wreck tomorrow, and no matter whose fault it was, when you filed the claim on your automobile, and your auto insurer would want the police report, it's the same kind of thing. So I just, you know, I'm sorry to get off track here a little, but this is real important. And I think that there's no telling how many people out there that have things on their credit report which are not, shouldn't be on there. And this comes to the point where we as adults have to take some personal responsibility. When you get a bill and a claim, you can't just go, dadgum insurance company, or the, you know, and I have people that do this and come to me 3 years later when they're getting garnished and say, what? I'm like, you waited to, you know, if you have a question, you have an agent that responds, and you can call Blue Cross. So I just wanna get that out to y'all, and I'll get more information out to the departments. And, that's all I'll say.
Okay, if somebody gets a big bill like that shouldn't be there, they need to contact Stephanie, their department head, you.
They should call Blue Cross directly. That's the fastest, easiest, most direct way to do it. If they get a bill that they're not sure about, the fastest, easiest way, you know, you call me too. Sometimes, I have to get you involved. Just like people come to me for their Medicare, to get help with Medicare. And I had a guy in my office 3 months ago actually get angry with me. And he said, well, I turn 65 tomorrow. And I said, but you don't have your Medicare card with your Medicare ID with A and B. He said, well, people told me you handle everything. I said, well, I can't go get your driver's license for you, I can't get your passport for you, and I can't get your Medicare ID for you. Yeah, no. And Johnny Byrne calls me after they leave and said, do you really talk to your clients like that? And I'm like, well, sometimes, you know, even grown-ups need to hear a little.
Yeah, shirt sleeve English, okay.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Let me
Yes.
I think the key to this is finding a way to get it out to the people, to the employees. I know you say you're gonna do it and maybe the county administrator, but the key to this whole thing is, because I didn't even know what you just said, I didn't know. So I know a lot of employees don't know. So when you don't know something, you just let it slip on by until somebody bring it to your attention, and it may be 3 years later when they bring it to your attention.
And somebody's pulling money out of it.
So what method can we use to get it out to our employees where they can know?
About the Healthy You or about the medical bill thing?
I think in the past, we did like a little Healthy You program, a little session where everybody would understand the Healthy You. You recall doing that?
Right, yes, ma'am.
So probably do something like that and then, you know, let them
Include
know,
this
include that in there, where they can find out.
And I'll talk to the department heads, and you know, I try to go around to the different departments, you know, and speak to people, and oftentimes, you know, it's called management by walking around. You know, like you email people, et cetera, but sometimes people will see me and they go, oh yeah, I meant to ask you blank, blank,
Well, I'm
blank.
gonna call you.
Yeah, because I know
That's my job.
it's times I've called you, so I feel like a class would help people, and it'll keep a lot of calls off of you, because if they are informed,
Right.
then they don't have to make all those calls.
Correct, and you know, education is the key to everything in life, and we all know that. However, even as adults, we're all working hard every day, we all have a lot of responsibilities, and sometimes we let some things slide that we shouldn't. Yes, sir.
I never did this before, so I don't know. And I hope calling Blue Cross is not like calling some of these other people. If you need this, hit 1. And if your problem is this, hit 2. We really don't know what your problem is, what you gonna hit then. So that reason I'm gonna call you.
And that's a good point. And unfortunately, in fact, the inventor, the guy that invented and designed menus and that kind of thing, I saw an interview with him a few years ago, and he said, I wish I'd never done it. Because in my life, I spend probably 4 or 5 hours, at least 4 or 5 hours a month, maybe more, depending on the time of the year, on hold, and switching between, and then I hate it when they've subbed out their customer service to another country, and you're talking to someone. I have a problem with certain dialects, and certain dialects I cannot hear well. It's not their fault, it's my brain can't hear it. It's just like some people can listen to Bobby Brown's music, they hear it, it snaps. You put on Beethoven, it doesn't mean anything. I can't hear certain dialects, and you call and you hear roosters crowing and babies crying, and you know, you're talking to India at 3 a.m. in the morning. However, that's just another issue. But the thing is, I am on call 24/7. Now, let's get down to the other issue. It's rare, I would imagine, as a supervisor, y'all have to deal with a lot of, every time I come here, I hear about grants, et cetera, and whatever you do, you make some people happy, some people mad. Everything's a double-edged sword, but this is something that, for the taxpayers of Adams County and for the employees of Adams County, Mississippi, it, for the long term, will help everyone. And that is, if you can't, some companies actually punish an employee if they don't get their wellness benefit. They make you pay extra for your insurance if you smoke, et cetera, et cetera. We as a public entity cannot do that. However, if we tell an employee to get your healthy you, and to get your healthy you, I have a directory of providers that I printed out, and I'm going to refine this, and I can get a list at every department that says these doctors and nurse practitioners, if you go and get your healthy you, it falls under healthy you. And here are the parameters of the healthy you, which most of the doctors should know, however, I'm sure some of them don't. If you do this, we could actually come up with a little form that says, I have been to get my healthy you exam on date from this provider, have the provider sign it, and you bring that in with your documentation, your EOB or something, and we document it, and you get that day off. It's not counted against your sick leave or vacation leave. Then, I don't know how many of you have had a colonoscopy. When you get a colonoscopy, you get administered oftentimes propofol, the drug that killed Michael Jackson. That's what they give you to put you to sleep. And I promise you, it is wonderful.
Not what I was looking for.
It is wonderful, and I can understand how Mr. Jackson became so dedicated to that drug. However, when you take propofol, there's no way you can drive that day. It is medically not cool. And when you get a colonoscopy, again, I think we should have it in the policy that you get that day off, because trying to drive back to work would endanger yourself and the entire public. You get that day off, and a $50 check to cover incidental expenses. I talked to an employee of the county last week, and she went to get that wonderful liquid you drink that makes life so fun for about 8 hours, and it was 50 or 60 bucks. I think she said 60. So what we're trying to do is not cost Adams County taxpayers money. We're trying to save them money. Because if you save lives and money when you get your Healthy You, and I want to see these numbers on the Healthy You participation go way up. And hopefully this is the way to do it. Amen.
Yes, thank you, preacher. It's a good sermon. Go ahead.
Attorney Scott, would we have to have something like that from him in writing for you to go forward with this?
On the Healthy You initiative, if he can get it over to me, then I'll present it over to the board. And then, as far as colonoscopy, I mean, if you're gonna be jury the rest of the day, you just have to get your doctor to say you're excused from work. And we'll give you
Anything that's gonna put you to sleep.
Yeah.
You're really happy the rest of the day.
Well, you're happy you're not drinking that liquid.
Well, I think everybody on this board agrees that that'd be a good thing, and if we could save some people some very serious medical issues, or find something before something really bad happens, that'd be a great thing for everybody.
And it saves taxpayers money, and that's, in the long run, I mean, one day I won't be around, and I'd like to leave here at one point when I think that I've actually done something positive that'll last for as long as Adams County lasts.
Well, you'd be hard to replace, all the laughter and crying we do about you.
There's a lot of young people coming up behind me to keep chief. But at any rate, I will get that to you, Scott, and I certainly appreciate all of your time and your efforts.
Thank you, Mr. Barber. All right, is there more government business, or county business, we're gonna go to departmental reports. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't, yeah, she's part of the county and city.
Good morning.
Right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh,
Lynette Smith with Southwest Planning. I just like the interaction. I want to get permission to pay the invoices for the Adams County Rehab Program. I have material invoices for 6 of the units that have already qualified for the rehab program. I just need board permission to pay these invoices since we already have the funds from the county. After the construction is complete, I'll come back to get approval for the remaining of the invoices, which will be the completion of the construction, labor, and inspector and developer fees. And also, once everything is completed, it's a form that the supervisor, homeowner, and contractor will sign called the final cost certification. So I just need permission to pay these invoices.
Okay, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second by Ms. Hudson, second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Ayes have it.
Thank
Motion
you.
approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is the surveyor in that group? Is
Yes,
that-
sir.
Okay, thank you.
The inspector, it's not a surveyor, it's an inspector.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Mary Kay Doherty, Adams County Youth Courts. I'm here today, I have a grant, the grant that we use, Fund 132, is up for renewal, so I'm just asking permission to apply for it again. And it's just got a little paper for Scott to sign, and then I'll have some more. It's due by July 1, so
Okay, we-
just wanted it in the minutes that I'm
We need a
requesting.
motion for that.
Mr. Site, what grant is this?
This is a DPSP, Department of Public Safety and Planning, Fund 132. It helps with our family and youth drug court program.
And Scott, he read over it?
You see my signature on something, so.
Yeah, it's the same one we sign every year. It's federal funds, so.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins,
Second.
second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion approved.
Thank you, that's
All
all.
right, while you're there,
Yes.
did you have any ideas in your head when he was talking about those cameras? You do so many grants and stuff, and
I don't know of any off the top of my head of that, but I mean, I'm sure there's something out there.
I'm just curious. I like to pick your brain when I can. All right, thank you. Don't be shy. Next.
Good morning. Joe Belling with the Intervention Court, and also brought along Cassandra Wood with the Mental Health Treatment Court. First thing, I have a contract here that needs to be renewed for a grant assessment that we use for our program. It will be fully reimbursable. I just needed y'all's permission before I sign it and send it back.
All right,
I emailed Scott a copy of it.
you know that, Scott.
Yeah, I told him to just get the addendum, which they said they would sign.
They signed
Yeah,
what I sent you.
and the addendum that I sent you.
I didn't never get that.
Recent.
We need a motion. All right,
I make a motion pending, he get that addendum that he needs to sign.
okay.
It's the same one they signed last time.
Motion by Ms. Hutchins,
Second.
second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Wait, call me something.
Any
Any
opposed?
nays? Motion carried. Yes, sir.
Okay, the second thing is for Fund 118 and 134, which are both grant funded. I provided lists this morning to show where we're at as far as monies being reimbursed versus what was spent. And we're awaiting April's payment for the 134 account. We've already received April's for the 118, and I haven't submitted May's as of yet. It'll be done this week.
Okay.
So basically, everything that we're spending on the left is being received back on the right side.
All right.
The next thing that we need to talk about is for mental health court. Judge Blackwell asked us last week to look into purchasing a vehicle for the use for the mental health treatment court. We've contacted the AOC, Administrative Officer of Courts, who's reimburse us our money. They have confirmed that they will reimburse for a vehicle. We spoke with Ms. Price last week multiple times. We've also spoken with Ms. Price and the state auditors. They gave us information which I passed out to y'all this morning on what we needed to do pertaining to the purchase of the vehicle. We couldn't be specific as to the brand or the make. That first page is just the list of information that we went to the dealerships with. We went to 2 dealerships here in town. We presented them this list and said, we need a vehicle that fits this description, and let them tell us which vehicle it was. For Natchez Ford, we were advised the vehicle would be a Ford Explorer XLT, and they provided, set page number 2, the price right there, $39,958.50. That's less than what the advertised price was that they had sent us. And then pages 2 through 5, or 6, I'm sorry, is from Natchez Dodge. We went to Natchez Dodge, we handed them the same list of the items that we were requesting on the vehicle, asked them to tell us which vehicle it would be. They recommended a Dodge Durango, and their price was $48,155. We emailed that information to the AOC director to verify with them that they would reimburse. The last page is the very top of the page. It talks about the purchase of the vehicle would be covered, and it also, they said they're assuming that we would go after the Ford Explorer due to the almost $9,000 price difference.
Okay.
And we have spoken with, we've been in communication with Stephanie as well, and she's been working on trying to get this figured out for us in the budget. And I think she's got it taken care of.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Are they gonna fully reimburse us? Because as I look back here, there's different reimbursements for total. Is it gonna be a fully reimbursement?
Yes. There'll be full reimbursement for the vehicle, and then when Stephanie was working on the budget, she put in there for maintenance, which there shouldn't be any, being that it would be under warranty, and then the only other expense would be fuel.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Green.
That's for the attorney. This is the attorney, Ms. Price.
Excuse me? I'm sorry.
No, I just asked the question I was gonna ask. So is it different if we gonna purchase it for the drug court? If Adams County's gonna purchase it like that, do we have to go through purchasing? And I mean, I know they said they've been in contact, because I know a lot of stuff we had to get like state contract prices. So is it different with, because I'm just asking.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
asking to
know.
go through
So
purchasing.
is it different because it's the court and then, because it's a judge order? I'm just trying to make sure.
I will speak on their behalf. Initially, we did search state contract pricing.
Yeah.
I got in touch with Deneen, the purchasing clerk. The state law requires us, because if it's less than 75,000, you don't have to have 2 written quotes. Anything over 75, you have to advertise. So because we assumed, we couldn't find anything on state contract, so I advised them to get 2 written competitive quotes, and that's what they did when they went through the state, through purchasing and checking with the state to make sure we was in compliance with that and everything looked good.
I thought we go through purchasing, so as long as they went through purchasing.
Mr. President,
And that's fine.
Yes, sir.
so we don't have any vehicles in the state of Mississippi that's under state contract?
On the current state contract that they have, they only had like it wasn't a third row seat on there, they just had like Versas, Treks, Kicks, things of that nature. The other thing that they had was a police package vehicle, but they didn't need a police vehicle.
Thank you.
So it was
Nope.
smaller, cheaper.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, we need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Hudson,
Second.
second by Mr. Gaines. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Ayes have it, motion approved. Okay, you good, Joe? Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Janine Price, purchase clerk for Adams County Board of Supervisors. I would like to spread the travel card across the minutes to approve for April.
All right, need a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins,
Second.
second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Mr. Gaines. Motion carried.
That's all I have. Any
All
questions?
right, thank you. No, ma'am.
Good morning, Board.
Come on.
Robert Graff, Adams County Emergency Manager. I got a couple days this morning. Everyone should know we're starting hurricane season, June 1st, so they're anticipating a very active season this year, so, you know, be a blessing if Adams County gets spared. We're gonna continue to pray that. But with that being said, everyone know I brought to the board about the decon showers there at the safe room. And we know that the safe room is one of our main shelters that we use when we evacuate people or people are on. With that being said, I know MEMA paid their portion of it, and I know we're working on the grant, but there's any way that we can go ahead and start working on those decon showers, because I don't want this to be dragged out, because I think they gave us a deadline.
Yes, we passed the 30 days.
Yeah, deadline on that, and also MEMA gave us a deadline too, that we have to send pictures and stuff in that we're working on for the money that we require. And with that being said, I don't know how the board will approach this, but I know we do have monies in there that we can at least start, you know, laying the foundation so we can start showing track that in the event that this grant don't go through, we still have to finish the product in the timely manner that we receive this money.
Yes, I'd like to add on there that, what's his name? Miles won the contract, and he gave us an extension on 30 days. And I was suggesting at least trying to get the material, because the prices are constantly changing. He's not gonna honor it if we don't go ahead and at least purchase the material, if nothing else.
What's our part of that?
The part of material, I have to ask him to break it down for me. He just gave us.
For the whole.
How much is that? Yes.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
No, 31, we only have to pay 31,000.
Yeah, okay, my
Yes.
share part, yeah.
Scott, what's your take on that? Can we go ahead and start on that? And, I mean, we're gonna have to do it either way.
Yeah, accept the bid, and then you can pay them as the contract goes forward. I mean,
I think we already accepted the bid, right?
Yeah, we accepted the
We
bid.
already accepted
And-
the lowest.
And you said he reaffirmed it for another 30 days?
Yes, and this coming up, I think
Okay.
next week.
If we accept the
probably.
bid with the contract, we gotta go ahead and do it.
So, do we need a motion to get them started on it?
Ms. Washington.
Can you issue them a
Mr.
notice to
President.
proceed?
Yes.
Ms. Washington, have y'all been consulted?
He just went out, we applied for the grant, we hadn't got any word back from it yet, so he just asking, I don't know, we'll have to check with the, we let Miss,
I just spoke with him today.
Yeah.
No, but I'm talking about, I ain't talking about that part. We know about the grant, we looking over the grant. I'm talking about we're gonna be able to have the money to, where we gonna find that money? That, yeah, so that's why I was asking. So I know it's coming up the budget, stuff like that. So we talking, trying to count that money, see where we gonna have it from. And that's my own question. We gotta do it anyway. But we definitely need to find somewhere where that money won't be, so there won't be another hole we gotta go in, that's all.
So if we get the grant, we're getting how much for that grant? The one that we have applied for but hadn't received, what was it gonna total?
So,
I don't know.
30,000 or?
Yeah, no, I think, I don't know, it's like, depends on whatever our half was, I
I think it was a
So-
percentage
so,
we had to put in.
how much money did we get from them?
25,000.
Okay, well, we did get that, so we can start.
Yeah.
And the total bid was 30?
No, the total bid is 62.
60, okay.
Yeah, MEMA gave 25, so I think the next trying to get the grant for $31,000. But like I said, that may not That's it. Either way, we gonna end up having
You had to do
Yeah,
it.
well,
Yeah.
right, so
Yeah.
so where you gonna find the money is, Mr. Gaines' question.
Well, we just have to,
So we got,
Yes, we're okay, we can do that, we can start that.
Yeah.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah.
So moved.
Okay.
so the minimum money is clear, no match? We don't have to match minimum money? So we already got the minimum money? So why we can't use that money?
That's what we're gonna use.
That's only gonna cover part of it,
Yeah.
25,000,
Well, I just-
61,000.
I heard they just wanted to start.
Then that's
Yeah,
right.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's what we're
And,
gonna
and
do.
I guess the worst case scenario, we can use a little bit of the CARES Act money, I mean, but she said we got it anyway, so we're good. Do we need a motion to do what we're trying to do,
I think I
Scott?
motioned it.
You made a
I already
motion.
Are you,
motioned.
okay, motion.
Yeah.
Now, second.
Second by Mr. Gaines. Any more discussion?
I'm sorry. Not saying shit.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
I'd like to know what the motion is.
To start the
Notice to
project
proceed, the-
on the,
notice to proceed that contract for the start construction.
Okay. I'm just asking because when I get my minutes, I want to write motion in the minutes.
Yep.
I just,
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
And I think, like I said, just to clear your mind, that'll be just for the slab, because you got to put the slab and the foundation down first.
Okay.
All right. Next thing, though, everybody know we had a hazmat incident, and I've been actually going, I talked to certain people. E3 Environmental, they're waiting on the county for our information to make us to be able to send the bill to us. So I think I talked to Stephanie, and I think it was supposed to be going to Brandy's office to fill out that customers, to make us a customer for E3 Environmental.
I haven't received anything yet.
Mr. President, could
Yeah,
you up-to-date me on what you talking about? Because you said incident.
The diesel spill that happens down on the sheriff department, I think, about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had to have a company come in and clean that up, because that's a hazmat spill, that's, have a specialty company to come do it. They did it, they signed a pre-invoice just to give us some ballpark figures, but they need the county's information, a form filled out to make us, a customer, where they be able to send the invoice to.
So who gonna pay for that?
We got to
The
pay.
county got to pay for that.
That's the way it's gonna start, but I think that somebody's insurance will probably have to cover it.
Right,
Because,
but they have to send the invoice to somebody. They can't just let it float out, there. They have to
They
have
give us,
it.
the invoice would come to us.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, they did it where the invoice could come to us, but, at the end of the day, whoever was responsible for the spill gonna end up having to pay for it, right?
That's a lawyer term?
We've got a meeting we're trying to set up with the installing, people that did the installation of it, to discuss all that, because they don't think that it was their fault. So,
They don't think that it was their fault?
yeah,
Who fault was it?
I think the equipment was really old, and, they weren't,
I thought they replaced it.
not the part that failed. This is what they said, not the part that failed.
So man, it getting to the point now, everybody do business with the county, don't nobody wanna be held accountable. With EWP, with oil spills, whatever, somebody gotta be held accountable other than the county. It's not always the county fault. So that's what I'm hearing now, so.
I think what's going on there now, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, anytime you want to talk to an insurance company, the first thing they're gonna say is no. But the lawyers will talk and they'll decide it'd be a better idea to pay it than to go to court about it, I'm sure. So,
I'm setting up a meeting with Johnny, with someone from the sheriff's office, and with the people that did the work, try to get everyone's story straight, see who's at fault.
What was the cost of it?
$8,000.
You recall the cost?
Well, they're working on it. They just gave us initial, Scott wanted initial ballpark.
About
figure.
$8,000.
That was
Yeah, but it's probably be cheaper than that.
How much?
$8,000.
$8,000.
8,000, okay.
Yeah, I don't know where it would be.
Yeah.
30,000.
I thought it'd be more than that. Okay, what else you got?
Natchez Adams County Hyper Reach, our mass notification, we were live on the 24th of this month. So it's active to the residents. We asking our residents, go ahead and please sign up. board because Code Red gonna be discontinued. And the number they can call is 601. They call or text this number to sign up, 601-308-8999. Or they can just call our office at 601-442-7021. We're in the process getting with Dante, what his name is, the IT guy. Put it on the county website, so if people want to go to the county website. We also have staff going around to different venues, grocery stores, signing people up, to try to get people to wean off Code Red.
So you can just go to your text. So what do you text the number? Just text it?
Yeah, you text the number to that number I gave you, that's set up for Adams County, and you can register your phone to get alerts and things of that nature.
So all you just, so I'm saying that's 601-308-8999.
Yeah, you can text or call that number.
Text what? What you gonna text? Just
No, the word,
text, what's the word there?
oh yeah, I gotta give you a word.
Yeah.
Text. Right? While you're in the process of looking for your phone,
But
I thought that you said that once Code Red go out, they would pick up the ones that are already registered anyway.
no, I'm saying what it is, the way it works is, if your phone number is public records, they can go in and pull that from a database. Each company don't give that other information to them because that's private, privacy to the owner if you want to sign up for alerts or not. It's not mandatory, that's up to the owner. So they can only get a database like companies, that people that was in the phone book. Those are the only information that they're allowed to get, but anybody else, you have to put your cell phone information in there. And if you got, like, most family members got their kids with cell phones, you have that option if you want to put that information on your kids.
All right. Yeah, I think Daryl's got it.
America got my phone number. He's answered all of them.
Text alerts, alerts.
Give the number one more time.
Just alerts or just
Yeah,
text?
alerts, text alert, text alerts to 601
I got you.
308-8999.
Okay. Okay, and that starts, already has started?
Yeah, we already going live on that, so we're trying to do the transition
When
between,
does the other one go out?
July 31st. So, but if we get enough people to start getting it, we might look at that, so hopefully, once you sign up for, the hyper reach, you're gonna have to block Code Red. And that number is 866-939-0911.
They call me first.
What is this to?
What's this one?
That's the Code Red, because right now, we still on contract with Code Red, you're gonna start getting 2 weather alerts. So when you sign up for the new one, you would block the old.
Okay.
So I knew where.
If you don't block it, what
You're
happens?
gonna get 2.
So when does
But
other
if
one
you
take
get two, for
effect?
how long till they cancel?
Yeah, to July. Yeah.
This other one will take effect July, right?
What? No, the hyper reach is now, we active
It's
now.
now? Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you go ahead and sign up now, Code Red don't go out till July. So you're gonna be getting 2 weather alerts from 2 different. If you want that, that's fine, but most people don't want it. So you go ahead and block, Code Red.
Okay.
Any more questions on that? Also, I'm asking that the county vote that we need to put this system in all the county phones. What that means, we need to send somebody, just county employees, we can do that.
I think you should.
Yeah, we need permission.
I'm saying,
Okay, then.
you need a motion for that?
Yeah.
So move.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins to, put the alert number in the county.
Second.
So I
Second
knew.
by,
So y'all gonna put it in there anyway.
Huh?
So y'all gonna, I don't need to text it to the county phone. Y'all gonna automatically add it.
No, I'm saying, once we get the number for all the phone, we got to add them in there, yeah.
second by
It's
Ms.
all
Gray.
county phones.
Yeah.
Ms. Gaines. All right, any more discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
Okay, requesting travel for myself, Ms. Alice Jones, Ms. Carmen Mason, we attend the 911 numbering and GIS meeting in Pearl, Mississippi on June the 5th.
Okay, I had some other ones out
Yeah,
here.
that's a no, yeah, this is turn and burn.
Okay. You need- Do I have paperwork on that, or is that?
No, this is one they turn and burn. I got paperwork for another trip.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Who made a motion?
Second.
Motion by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gaines. All in favor?
Mr. President, this is what now?
911 numbering and GIS meeting in Pearl, Mississippi.
So this is different from her department?
This is house numbering.
I'm just asking a question.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
All right, next one, travel for myself, Darrell Smith and Bree Cooks to attend our annual Mississippi Civil Defense and Emergency Management Association meeting in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And those dates going to be June the 18th and 19th. President Wilson already has my paperwork on that.
Okay, and all I got is meal reports. then.
That's it, they paying for the hotel.
Okay.
So moved.
All right, moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
That's it.
All right. Anything else from Mr. Brad?
Brad, when you type in, you still got to go to, it sends you to a link, you still got
Right, yeah, you got to put your information in.
and fill out the
Fill out the information, then you be ready to go.
Just trying to make sure we got the right.
Yeah, it should say Adams County Emergency Management Alert System.
Yeah, but I just said, yeah, you got a lot.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, so you can do it on your own time, on your own time.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, next up.
Morning, and it fails for Adams County 911. We have the calls for the whole month of May. Natchez PD had 1,108 calls, Adams SO had 419, and the Natchez Fire Department had 29, with 7 of them in the county. Oh, and I do have a printout, so you can see the those as well.
Okay.
Also, I'm asking for travel for Ivy West on the 24th and the 25th of June for orientation in Canton, Mississippi.
Second. Okay, moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
I'm requesting a new hire for Jaleisha Severino. You have that one? That's gonna be a replacement.
Is that any new hires in here? Because I don't have any new hires.
You got the paperwork?
I sent it to Corvette
Let
and
me see what all these are.
if you don't have it, I can go
What
get it.
was the name again?
Her name is Jaleisha Severo.
No, I don't have it.
I bring it back.
Send it to her.
Yes, yes, you can. While we wait for her to bring it, I just wanna know, where we stand with the city for us, moving forward with the new bill.
You had a meeting yet.
Oh, he wants to do this. Go to a conference.
Have we had a meeting? I know, I don't know nothing about a meeting.
Have you got a date?
Getting close and close to the budget, we need to go on trying to meet.
talked to the mayor the other day. He called me about,
That's all.
when the engineer came about Morgantown Road.
Very huge.
And he said that they was getting some
That's
stuff
okay.
together. I think
Is this
he
something
had
Terrence
talked
is
to
gonna
you
do? Yeah, just say-
about, from the last meeting or whatever. He said they was trying to get everything together. Like, I guess they was talking about with the fire,
Just big form.
E911, so they was trying to get all their figures together. And then we can have a meeting with clear figures. I did talk to the mayor, called me on last Tuesday when they did Morgantown, cause I wasn't there.
Are we getting our figures together?
I asked for Brad and Daryl, and I think they got together and put together an alternative solution to the
Anybody
DNC.
presented?
I have this.
Is it really presented?
The figures are together when it comes to dispatch, but we're waiting on, or it's up to the board if they want to continue the city or offer some sort of different solution.
But I mean,
I think we need a meeting.
we need to
Oh,
meet.
definitely,
I mean,
I've got a few things
you
on
can't just leave the can on the cover. Can't just,
I'm not saying, he asked me if we got our figures together, and I said, I think that's what we got.
I got, okay.
All right, that's Jules is Silver Road, telecommunicator, $12 an hour, $24,966 per year. Need a motion.
So more.
Moved by Mr. Gaines. Need a second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Yes, ma'am.
So, you don't have an idea about when we'll be able to get the other stuff we need for the movement to the building? These last 3 weeks, we've been having unexpected incidents that's causing us to,
What you need?
When you stop, when
well,
you stop.
equipment, we need new equipment. Our equipment been going down, we had it this weekend, our equipment went down, our phones and stuff wasn't working. We had the diesel spill incident, and it's just an ongoing thing. So, I'm just letting y'all know that, they did say that our equipment's at the end of the line. So that's why I'm pushing so hard to try to at least get new equipment we agreed to get when we move in the new building. The renovation and everything in the new building is already completed. We're just waiting on our furniture and our new equipment and our security.
Mr. President, what is the process of getting new equipment?
Usually we have done a lease purchase to get the equipment. We haven't been paying anything for a couple of years now. How old is the equipment now? It's over 7 years, right?
Equipment been installed since 2017, correct?
No, it's before.
Yeah,
40?
Yeah,
It's pretty old.
yeah, it's back in stainless here.
yeah. Usually you do a 7-year life expectancy on your lease purchase, but we've been making do without it.
So what is the process to get new equipment?
Well, you need the cost of what the new equipment is and installation, and then the board would approve the purchase. And then the board would approve the purchase of it, and we.
So you already got that?
She says I did.
When did you say that?
I just recently sent it to Stephanie, but I've been gave it to him. If you don't have it, it's no problem. I have a copy of his. But of course, that's like a year old, I believe.
Yeah.
So, the prices may go up each time.
Yeah. It's probably something you need to look at again.
She could send us the cost and we could,
It's on contract.
and start doing advertising for.
Some kind of state contract with this equipment, or nothing?
I don't know if it's state contract or it's sole purchase. Brad, do you know if it's a state contract or?
Right, yeah, that's why I did actually, I just told probably quickly, get 2 more of the quotes.
Oh, okay. That's a lawyer question there, right?
Yeah.
All right.
We can bring it to the board if that's what, we're gonna need equipment anyway.
Especially if the old equipment is on its last leg.
So we need a motion to look into, or we're gonna shop
Yeah,
around. Or
motion, we can be ready. I mean, if we get new equipment, it's cheaper if you're gonna move to buy the equipment and have it installed where it's at.
Certainly.
Is the board willing to go ahead and move dispatch, whether the city's is a joint city-county operation or whether it's just a county? That if y'all ready to do that, then we can go ahead and purchase the equipment and move
I
it.
don't know how everybody else feels. I think we need to get them out of there.
Before we do that, we gotta make sure the building is fit to receive the equipment, for its wiring, backup power, and all that before they put that new equipment in.
Yeah, we're gonna need a generator.
Yeah, you gotta have generator, you gotta make sure all your wiring and stuff, is complete before they put the new system. Once you get the new system, we have to do what is called a cutover. And once you cut over the new building, and new equipment must be able to take all the 911 calls and the data before we can do that. So let's make sure the building is up to code first.
Okay, no one has checked that yet?
Yes, I'll take that. Brandon checked it before he left, and then Billy checked it. It does have fiber. So, they was getting quotes from C-Spire and everybody about moving the wiring and everything, but they were just waiting for approval from the board.
Okay, so all that has been checked.
So if you can get all that,
Okay.
the cost together and bring it next meeting,
Okay.
is that the board's prerogative? that they want to do?
Yes.
And the generator, I thought we had a generator that we were gonna pull from somewhere else.
Well, the generator you need for building is called a standby generator. That means when the power go out, it needs to automatically kick on. The ones we got a pool trailer, and you gotta go turn those on and hook those up, so you don't want dispatchers on that trying to flip a generator and do all that. So you gonna, you
So
need
was
to
a
stand-
general rack, or whatever that is, work over at that building? Or
Yeah,
it's not
you
big
need,
enough?
yeah, you need a standby liquid cool generator.
How many KWs?
I'd go about 36 to do it, but it depends on what kind of air conditioning system you got and what they're gonna be running in there. You probably wanna go to a 50K. KW. Just to be safe.
All right, we definitely need to get some quotes. There's 2 or 3 people around here. I know statewide, there's a bunch of them that put in generators. It's gonna be expensive on that road switch.
If you'll email Stephanie and me quotes, and we can advertise to the bank for lease purchase. See if the board wants to do that next meeting. That's what
Yeah.
y'all-
We gotta move forward with this.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Do you hear what they're doing, Supervisor Gaines? Did you know what we're talking about?
With the power went out.
Yeah, we're gonna get a quote for
Generator.
the cost of moving dispatch, which would include wiring, generator, and equipment's out today. So, I'm guesstimating, well, I shouldn't even guesstimate, but it's gonna
It's gonna be expensive.
be something, well, but it's something we have.
It'd be a lease purchase deal then?
It's gonna be
Right,
less purpose.
it'd be a lease purchase type deal.
All right, Mr. Robbie.
Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
in the roof department, Robbie Dollar. I don't have a lot, few things I have, I know we've heard some, flooding on Powell Street down there off of Myrtle. I went down to the last, storm, which I can get calls every big rain we have. I'll get the board to give, Mr. Ford the okay to go, look at those and see what he thinks on the culvert size. My opinion, it's 2 culverts and 2 drives that need to be changed out. But, that's, in Victor Drive, Concrete Drive, we have Solid Drive, and Club, which they were in there when the neighborhood was developed. But at this point, I don't think they're big enough to handle what we've been having lately. Mr. Gray's got pictures, the same as I've got. I went, I think last week before last, and it was flooded. I mean, I could go ahead if the board wants to do solid work, we normally don't do that in drive. Once they concrete open, we don't do them, but this needs to take place. I mean, it's starting to get up to the houses.
That's great.
What?
You been out there?
Oh, yeah, them the pictures I showed y'all. I mean, you need me to make a motion?
Yeah, I mean, for the board giving permission to solve the drive, change the white top, pour the concrete back, I need to get that.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion by Mr. Gray, second by Mr. Gaines. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Next thing I have is that EWP on Scott Drive. I don't know, Scott, if you've been getting any information from the lady, but she is sending me pictures and calling. I know Mr. Ford, y'all went out, where y'all at with that.
looking for, it's kind of work.
What is this?
What is
That
that?
EWP that failed on Scotland Drive, that, contractor done, it's been about 2 years, I think, 2.5 years back on the county. About 2 months ago, the big rain we had took it completely out on one side of it. And y'all give us for permission to, go out, look at it, give us a cost estimate, what it would cost.
Have that cost estimate, Mr. Ford?
I asked what you was gonna do, where it's not county gonna do work with the contractor.
We'll have to contract it out, it's too big.
I can reduce the price based on the contractor's rate.
Not the reason I'm asking, I think called me every rain fall.
All right.
You know, and I guess Mr. Ford will talk to y'all about hometown bid over what I talked to Mr. Gray and Mr. Gaines about it. I guess he'll speak on that this time. Talked to Ms. Stephanie, NRCS has been sending a lot of emails and things to get signed and things done. They've been sending them to Angie King's email address, so I think that's where the ball's dropped between the county and NRCS. So I think we got that. I did email them this morning, and I would like to email them too, if you would, to try to get them, coming to the right email address. Maybe we can move forward with some of this.
Mr. President,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
in the near future, would it be a problem for them to send it to both of y'all?
They can, and for some reason, when they just sent it, they just.
Somebody
this
is
last
not
time.
here or whatever the case
Correct.
may be, then you will get it. If you not here, then she'll get it.
I think that's what happened. They end up just CCing me, I guess, I only put it on there this time, because we were late, getting some paperwork signed or whatever. So, yeah, I'll, and I did email them this morning before, and I copied it and sent it to her. So, talking about, EWPs and things like that, Lansdowne, Mr. Gray, I know all this rain, the ladies called, water still running out the back, going over the hill. I know it's off of the work zone of what the contractor did, but we need to figure out a way to try to slow that down or stop it or divert the water to the drainage it needs to go to. Mr. Ford, do you have any recommendations on that? I know you put that in
The
too.
only thing would be to build a berm outside, the edge of a property outside the fence, that'll divert the water back to the property we just.
Do what now?
If we just build a berm on the outside of a property, the water is running, falling off the edge. We build a berm there, that'll get the water, hit the berm, and divert it back to the project that we just completed.
I'm gonna say this. Since I've been with the county, we kind of do EWPs a little different from when I was with the city, because when a project came before us with the city, then we had an opportunity to discuss the blueprint, the layout of what was gonna happen. And I think that needs to happen in this county. When we have an EWP, then it needs to be clear where everybody can understand what's gonna happen at that project. And why I'm saying that is because when it comes to taking somebody's existing dirt without their approval, that's a no-no. You don't do that. Especially when these people don't understand what's going on. And when you saying you're gonna bring so many loads of dirt in, but you use the existing dirt and you cut a path, and then once something fails, you say that's out of the scope of the project. I don't agree with that. So I think, well, I don't know how y'all wanna do it in y'all district, but when it comes to District 4, I need to know on the front end exactly what's gonna happen on these EWPs, where it won't be no misunderstanding of who's responsible for what. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
And let me say this, I agree with that because what I think they're doing on these EWP projects is when they using existing dirt and buying dirt from other people's property, that's what they're doing. They're asking other people next door to purchase their dirt instead of bringing in dirt, which they're getting that dirt cheaper by offering them a cost for their dirt. So I feel the same way, Supervisor Gray. I need to know what's going on in District 3 too when they're doing that, because I'd rather for them to purchase their dirt and bring it in instead of taking the next door neighbor's existing dirt or using dirt from, you know, other places, because it's only causing erosion then when they using that existing dirt from other places.
So what y'all asking for, once the design is done by IMS and they sent it to NRCS and they approve the designs, y'all wanna see what design, and once they stake it off and survey it of where the work zones are or the work area is, and what materials bringing in and being used on site.
And where they're getting their dirt from for this project. I mean, I don't care where they're getting their dirt from, as long as they're not getting it from the existing property or the next door neighbor's home, offering them a cost for their dirt that they can use.
Well, Mr. President,
Yes.
here go the problem. We go lobby for money for these EWP projects. And I kind of understand what the contractor's going through, because once we go lobby and it be approved, then we don't get the money till a year later. Then the pictures that we took to Washington DC, the project actually got worse. Now the hole is bigger. So there's not really enough money to handle the project. So what they do is try to cut corners and do all that to save themselves some money where they can make some money. I understand that, but what I'm saying is the people that own the property need to sign off on them using their existing property, and they need to understand, because they're saying it's out of the scope of work, which I don't think is out of the scope of work when you go mess with somebody's property over there and using that dirt over here, and then when it started rolling over there, it's out of the scope of work, but you done mess with it.
And the same thing happened, I think, Supervisor Gray, on this Lansdowne project. If I'm not mistaken, when this project was first looked at, and then once we got there and got the funding and got it designed and got started, the money figure was a lot more than what they would pay. So I think that's what happened, that the price of the size got narrowed down a little bit.
All right, so I'm gonna say this because I want to make sure that I provide clarity on that. When it comes to the site and the contractors, I'm not trying to defend contractors. I'm trying to defend IMS to make sure that everybody we have clarity on. When we design something, only dirt on the site that we allow the contractor to touch is dirt that's in the way from grading the site. So we don't allow the contractor to go next door on our project to pull dirt over to their project. There's dirt on site that's in the way from doing the proper grading, to getting the proper slopes. The contractor has to excavate that material in order to get our 2-to-1 or our 3-to-1 slopes. We don't say go over there and get that dirt and put it in. So some property owners may feel that is what's going on, so they relay the information back to us or to the supervisors or to Mr. Dollar, whoever, and they think that they're taking that dirt. But that's really just dirt is in the way of us doing the proper grading. If I leave that material there, the material is going to fall off anyway and fall off in value or gully or wherever it is. So they take that material and they grade it. Sometimes they have to take some of that material off. I'm not sure what happened on Lansdowne is you had an area that was eroded. Recommended fix because of the terrain, was to put a wall in. You put the wall in. We fixed the problem here. Now there's drainage coming off of the property owner's property that is eroding up against our wall. If I go out there and say recommend, okay, we're gonna try to fix that, we're gonna be fixing all the way along that property as far as it goes. I'm not sure if they ever stop. So that's why we recommended, we had a runoff coming from the property owner. We put a berm in, that's gonna stop it from going over the edge. We get it and we grade it back to the project that we just completed, that's built to hold in the runoff. And that should remedy that solution, that situation, and stop the erosion off the edge.
Mr. President, I'm not blaming no one, but EWP projects in District 4, I go out and take the 4 pictures myself. And I'm not no engineer, I'm not no contractor, but I got common sense to know if all that dirt is over there, and if you got to grade it down, or whatever you say you got to do to whatever slope you got to do it to it, and if it's not part of the project, then it's gonna cause a problem. Only thing I'm saying, to make everything plain and clear where everybody involved can understand what we doing, take the before pictures and take the after pictures, and then we can see with our own eyes exactly what's going on. I know I can see with my own eyes. That's all I'm asked to do. Before and after pictures.
And let me clarify this too. Mr. Ford, I was not talking about your company or saying that your company is doing this. It was back before your company. I know the project in my district where the contractors took dirt from another offer to pay someone else for their dirt to use for an EWP project. And then, you know, later on, it caused erosion on their land.
So what we do in the future is, I'll make sure that, so what we do is when we had these projects, we generate a plat legal description, which we usually use to get some sort of easement, temporary easement from the homeowner. That comes with a set of plans as well. What I do is, I think we discussed it before, we haven't had a project since then, is we can submit those plans to the property owner with that plat, and then, like I said, we can have a meeting on site or whatever y'all want to do to just show you what material will be disturbed, what material is in the way, and all like that, and make sure everybody's on the same page and everybody will happy before we actually proceed with construction.
Yeah, that'd probably help with getting the right of ways too. And George has always been, when I needed, he would come talk to the land.
Only thing I want to add to that, with District 4, I want to be there too. Because sometimes these property owners are real old, and they don't understand what's going on. And I'm going to be the one that they call in the end. So in the beginning, I want to be there in the beginning. So if they don't understand something, I want to be able to explain it to them.
They like talking to y'all too.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, but if, when these contractors bid on this stuff, they've already shopped around to see where they're gonna get their dirt from. So that's how they're pricing it. So if they're getting it from 20 miles away, it's gonna cost them a lot of money. So if they find a neighbor close by that they can get it from, they're gonna do it every time, and you can't blame them for that. But I would think that they need to sign something with the property owner that they're taking that dirt from, that they'll be responsible for any erosion they cause for a couple of years, 3 years down the road or whatever, so they'll be a little more leery or be a little more careful about the way they can cut their property down and where that water's gonna drain off when they get through. I've had one of these contractors wanted to use some of my dirt out in Franklin County, and we agreed to a price, and then when the project was over, they said that, oh, we didn't get that much dirt. And they took a lot of clay and they dumped it on my property, and I just said, you know what, we'll handle this another time. I'm not gonna mention the name. But at any rate, I do believe there is some concern about getting it off other people's property, and the people that don't have a whole lot of money, that somebody's gonna offer $3,000 or $4,000, they're gonna take it, but they need to know, you know, and there should be something in the contract says, okay, if you get off-site dirt close by or something off somebody's property, we need to see a signature from the landowner and saying what you're gonna do over there at their property. Because they change the way the water flows off of it, it creates another problem. And we have seen that. I know we have. All right.
Well, we can get with George when those bids are coming out next time and see if we can program.
See where they decided where they're getting their dirt from, so we can see if they got some paperwork to back it up.
So with what you did out there, did that alleviate the problem?
And last time, we hadn't done it, and that's
Oh.
what I want them to say, because where it's gonna be right off the scope of the work, but still in all, we need to do it because it's ours for life, so if we don't protect what's there and it blows out what's already there, that's $100,000 when we go in and do something for a little or nothing at this point, so, that's.
So what do we need to do?
Go in and build a barn, I go by that sea and build a barn above it, just might run water, like it's going, like they got it designed.
Yes. Permission, now they say they were gonna do it.
No, we hadn't done it. I
Yeah,
was talking to her to do it, you know, to get some of that.
He said that's what he need to do to correct.
We need to do it to correct it, because what it's doing is going through and running over the hill beside the wall. Is where it's going. If we don't build that berm up, it's gonna continue, and like he said, you might not never stop it, but if we can build that berm and bring it on down through the site like it's supposed to be designed for, which is doing where they built is designed and it's working, but it still needs to be a berm built there.
So what is it gonna cost us?
Couple loads of dirt and backhoe, not a lot, and that's gonna save us from having to spend just like on
Yeah, do we-
Scotland.
But
Yeah, I
also,
like
Ricky, I
the
mean, have y'all talked to the landowners to make sure they know what's going on, that way
Have
they're.
not, but
I talked to her earlier, but I haven't talked to her since, but this just came up.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea to talk to her and get her approval and.
So you're gonna go,
I go talk to
But
her.
I'd like you to make a motion to give us permission.
I make a motion to give, the road department permission to go out there and make a burn on six.
Build a berm.
Build a burn on
Water
six
where it needs to go.
lines down.
And this is within our right of way and necessary to preserve that right of way.
motion to build a berm.
That's the first thing you
Road
have to
department,
find out
build a
is in
berm,
our
Right.
six lands down.
If not, we have to give them the sign, what is it,
Yeah.
92.1 release, if you want to do that.
We probably need to get the sign.
Okay, so this is
Isn't that right?
water that's coming, it's gonna destroy our already right of way, so that's why it's kind of public good to go ahead and do this.
Okay, all right, got a motion by Mr. Gray,
Second.
second by Mr. Gaines. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
Is Wes on the phone?
Yes.
Wes, are you there?
All right,
I'll
anyhow,
be on.
we're getting close, I think, on Burke Road Bridge, is that correct, Ms. Cole? Getting close, so it, you know, back last year, year before last, I checked with the guy about temporary bridge, we've got to put a temporary bridge in to keep local traffic where they get in and out, for 180 days or so, about what the project would be. And, y'all give me permission to try to shop around and get prices. I guess with us getting close, I need to review those prices and check around. And I think now, instead of purchasing those bridge, they'll lease you those bridges, come in, I'll see what the difference is between purchasing one and maybe letting them bring one in, and us lease it for 180 days. Do, but we've got to give them some kind of access.
Did Delaney have one?
No. Nobody here had, I checked, and, the guy I had it for, that, who I got prices from, but I'll start looking again and see.
I'm telling you, I got one down in Wilson County.
I know you said it last time, but
They stole it, I just wanna steal it back.
But anyhow, I just need permission for the board to give me, okay again to shop prices to see, and I'm gonna do it both ways.
So you need a motion for that, Scott?
And leasing one.
Yeah, and not if you just need to get
Not
prices.
just shopping prices.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get prices again, because I know 2 years they've changed since we
No, go.
started getting prices.
Go ahead.
Okay, and the next thing I have, and I'm gonna ask the question before you tell me yay, nay, which direction to go. I know today the city contractor was supposed to start with their garbage contract, and they did have his limb pickup in their garbage contract. Does that mean the county still goes within the side of the city and picks up limbs, even though they got one in their contract?
Mr. President, Robin, I'm gonna say like, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I'm gonna do all I can to direct those individuals to what the city got going on. But if the city don't, then I'm not gonna tell the people,
We're not,
We're not gonna get them all.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm just asking.
but I'm gonna try my best. And they got to do their best to put it out there and let them know it got to be 6 feet or 8 feet or whatever the case may be. Cause I had a situation on the street that I live on. That dude got a stretch of limbs on the side of the fence, and I know that they not gonna pick it up.
Yeah, they got it stipulations in their contract, how big or how
Yeah, but-
length and how many cubic yards they
Right.
can pick up at one time, and they're not gonna pick up it every other week in one day, or whatever that may be. Whole route in one day anyhow.
They ain't gonna do it.
But I was just asking that question, you know.
Yeah, how are we getting compensated?
We're not.
Well, we will never get,
We're not compensated.
If y'all vote.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm pleased. Thank
anything
y'all.
else from Mr. Dollar? All right, Rob, appreciate
Thank
it.
y'all.
Who's bringing up the deal on signing off on the, is that in your report, Scott? Special use permit for the Burke Road Bridge? Okay,
Yeah.
I got this.
okay, thank you.
Good morning, board. I'll start off with the, like I say, PO 10OM, that's a traffic only project for Kingston Road, Lower Woodville Road, and Artman Road. We talked to state, they said they are approving their project to be advertised and bid. So we're requesting authorization to advertise this project for bids. We're projecting that the bid opening will take place on the second board meeting in July. I believe it's July 15th, 2024.
So moved. I make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion?
Yeah, can you call those projects out again?
Kingston Road, Lower Woodville Road, and Artman Road.
Okay.
And that's a striping on the project.
Striking them. Are we gonna be striping anything we might be repairing with the state aid money? Or have we
No, so what I
decided?
did was when I submitted that list, I highlighted the roads that were these 3 roads on that list, so you'll see those as already, on this project, so y'all can take that out if you want to. Those 3 roads. But I did include them in the estimate.
All right, any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
York Road, I think we're still waiting on activation information back from MDOT. EWPs, we did get a time extension for Lofton Lane, Brooklyn Drive, and Churchill Road. And I just got a message today about, we're gonna be doing some aerial, surveying starting this week for all 8 of those sites.
Okay.
All right, and then I have Burke Road, I guess we need to request authorization of board president's signature for the special use permit for the, I guess for the wildlife and fishery that allows to use that property for the construction, replacement of the bridge on Burke Road.
Need a motion. Moved by Ms. Hutchins. I'll second it. Any discussion? Any discussion? Yes.
No discussion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
So along with that, so since we're getting that special use permit, so that document will be included in a right-of-way certification letter that has to be signed by you, the attorney, and myself, certifying that the right-of-ways and all special use permits were acquired properly. So we are requesting authorization to allow you to sign that, Scott to sign as well as myself. It'll have to be placed on the county letterhead and included in that package that Scott was sending me with all of the right-of-way information.
Okay.
So I need authorization.
You need another motion for that?
Yes.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
The last thing I have is Morgantown Road. We did
Just
have.
hold on 1 second. Could you tell her what the motion
The second
we
one,
just carried was?
allow Scott, myself, and President Wilson to sign the right-of-way certification documents that are to be submitted with the other right-of-way documents for Burke Road.
So this is something separate than the
So that was the, kind of like the easement.
Okay,
And so this is certifying that all that easement plus the other right of ways were required.
okay.
And so I sent you the Word document. If you need to make any language changes, you can do it.
Mr. Gaines,
Before.
please.
That's it for that one.
Yes, ma'am, yes, go
The
ahead.
last thing I have is Morgantown Road was the bids for Morgantown Road Phase 2 were opened on Tuesday, the 28th of May, over at the city of Natchez. We only had one bidder for the project, and their bid was $3,133,412.65. And that was approximately 8.5% over the engineering estimate for the project. So I guess we're requesting authorization to negotiate with the contractor. Since we within
I'll
that
make,
10%.
yeah. So you need a motion
I
to,
thought it was already doing.
no, well, on the city side. So I'll make a motion to get an engineer to,
Negotiate.
yeah, negotiate the contract.
Motion by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. Gray. Any more discussion?
So you need both of us to do that?
Well,
That hurts.
I think it's a city problem. Oh, I ain't got no problem with it.
It's for the city, but I mean, we don't have a problem with them negotiating.
Yeah,
I just want to do it because I work for the county.
Yeah.
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 $3 million just to overlay. We're doing some drainage
Right,
work?
you're doing
Yeah,
right,
we're doing
right,
drainage.
right.
Okay. All right, so, yeah, please proceed.
No, so then, okay, go with Karen.
Did we pass that?
No, we can carry
All
it.
right, that's the discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
Are there any questions from you? While I'm here?
Mr. President,
Yes.
this gonna be another situation, Mr. Dollars, about the pictures that we turned in for Lofton Lane. Wasn't that bad? You see how it is out there now? I mean, it done got big enough to put a,
He looked at it too, since it's got worse, that's what he said. I mean, you know, you probably not gonna ask for some more funding, I mean, and he's already asked for some extensions on some stuff anyhow, so he might have to ask for some more funding once they look at them, get Mike Green to reevaluate them too. But, that's,
yeah, 'cause it done got real big, man.
it's right there on the slab.
Right. I mean, we need more funding, but we don't need to hold this project up to the point where it's already at its slab. If we hold it up too much longer, I don't want the slab to start cracking.
So one thing we've done, we have prioritized that location, so that'd be the first one that gets designed. And we did, if the board wants to do, we did get authorization from NRCS to be at that project separately. It is on.
Think we need to go on and do
Yeah,
that?
and that's what me and him discussed. Yeah, I mean, we need to, like I say, it's one of those deals, I don't wanna do emergencies no more, because I want the contract done within 10 days, but if you get the right contractor, you can get them done in 10 days, but it's, you know, you gotta have 10 good days of weather.
Right.
I don't know, NRCS don't wanna do them, they just frown on that.
That's all I have, but there are no questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
The last man standing there,
Good morning, Board. Chief Deputy Shane Darby with the Sheriff's Office. I just have two things for you. The first one is 2 new hires, 2 employees for the jail. Do you have a copy of?
I don't think I do.
Mr. President?
Somebody quit?
Talking about the jail.
Well,
Of course.
somebody quit.
Yes, sir. However, these 2 employees, though, should put us up to full staff as far as the jail goes for the moment.
okay, the first one is Bessie M. Vasquez. Jailer, $13.23 an hour. annual rate of $27,518.40. Second one is Juanita B. Terrell, jailer, $13.23 an hour, $27,518.40 annually. Need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion?
Miss Washington is in the budget, right?
Yeah, they're just replacing.
I'm just making sure. Thanks.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
Last thing I have is a budget amendment to move some money in the jail from other contractual services into food for prisoners. This should carry us until the end of September. And that's why we're gonna go ahead and try to move the money now, or we're going to move it anymore. This is the one line item, Mr. Gray, that we've had problems with the entire budget year. There wasn't enough money allocated into it to sustain it. I know that is gonna be a topic for us going into this next budget year, so that we hopefully don't have to come and amend this budget next year.
I think some was taken out of that budget last time for that, right?
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
recently
It
coming
was,
back.
yes, ma'am, we cut it too much.
Yeah, and I think you're just moving it from one department to another.
Yes, ma'am, we're gonna move, 60,000 from other contractual services, 001-220-581 into food for prisoners, 001-220-694.
So moved.
I got a motion by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. I know that Mr. Gaines stepped out of the room.
That is all I have, unless y'all have any questions for me. Thank you.
Only question I have is, I guess, is to the attorney. I've been trying to get some information on Ashley, Brereton Ashley. They supposed to gave us an update of what happened to him over there. They supposed to get a report. Have anybody got any information?
I don't have any information. I'll request it again right
Thank you. I mean, how long do it take to get some information?
now. Not as long as we've been waiting. I agree with you.
I'm just, his family members been asking me, so I'm trying to get some closure on this. I mean, how long do it take to get an autopsy to say, this happened or that happened or whatever happened to him? But they want some closure, and I want some closure too. Thank you.
Well, Lee, have that information on
Mhm.
He didn't die in Adams. He died in
Okay.
All right, anything else?
No, sir.
Thank you. All right, that's all departmental reports. Public comments? No public comments? All right, go around the table here then. Mr. Gray?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. We had a very, very interesting subject at church Sunday, and somehow you, pastor, had to pretty much guide them the right way when it comes to other kids and other people's opinions. And I thought about it and I found something I'm just gonna read it because I think it's something good.
All right.
What about me that makes you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You didn't make me, you can't break me. You didn't build me, and you sure can't kill me. God established me, and there ain't nothing you can do to harm me. You know, I've been elected since 2000, and I can look back And this foolishness been going on for a long time. People wanna have an opinion of you. I've been trying to be a difference maker for the people that I represent, trying to do all I can to help all the people I can for as long as I can. So I really don't care about somebody's opinion. And I kind of wish the young people in this world felt the same way when it comes to people having opinions about them. As long as your opinion don't add up to what their opinion is, I don't think you should be worried about nobody's opinion. And moving right along, Mr. Scott, 14 Prince Edition, I got pictures. I think this house might need to be torn down. I'm gonna send you the pictures of 14 Prince Edition and 104 Barth Street. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna call that one out and I'm gonna get you the list, because there's about 6 of them of tall grass. And I'm just gonna send you the list of the rest of them. Mr. Dollar, on the corner, we usually cut that on the corner of Dogwood and Myrtle. You know how that grass start growing outside that fence?
Yeah, right on that first, on the right,
Right.
first turn on the right, on the right, okay, it's high again.
Yeah, it's high again. And check on Country Club where we built that little dirt going back. I don't think that water got a way to escape. And when we had that big rain, that water was all the way across the street. So just check on that for me too. And down Martintown Road, I did get an opportunity, and I think I missed this event 1 year since I've been in office, and that's the Memorial Day Parade. And they say it's been going on for 157 years. It's a tradition, that's a long time. And I think we need to find a way to get our citizens in Adams County a little more involved in what's going on, because man, they come deep from across that river. I mean, the majority of the people that participate in this event, they walk from Vidalia all the way to the cemetery, and it'd be a whole lot of them. When I'm looking out there, I don't see as many of Adams County residents. I want to congratulate all the high schools, especially I went to Natchez High graduation. It ended up being on the inside, and it was a very nice graduation, but everybody can't attend when you have it on the inside. I think each one of them had 8 tickets, and a lot of people wasn't able to come inside, and you know how that is, but it is what it is. Congratulations to Ms. Zandra McDonald for being named the superintendent of the school district. And last, my sympathy goes out, man, this list is getting long. The Williams family, the Fry family, the Conrad family, the Ellis family, the Skipper family, and one of the legends of the league died, Mr. Bill Walton, his family, and the family of owner J&M Jones Lumber Company, to their family, and the Campbell family, and I noticed that Michelle Obama's mother passed, the Robinson family, the Rice family, the Minor family, and one of my waterwork friends, Walter Calvin, his brother passed, and the Ford family. Mr. President, that concludes my report.
Thanks, Ms. Hutchins.
I don't have anything today, but I just want to congratulate all of the high school graduates on their graduation and hope they have a very successful life.
Thank you.
I mean, I could have waited next meeting, but, I was looking at this,
Mr. Gaines,
Bravo Day.
let me mention one thing before I forget.
Go ahead.
Southview Drive, we need to check on that again. He doing the same thing he was doing, so.
Yeah, we've already contacted the state. You know, the state owns that bottom portion of that property. Wetland.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, no, it's just, I was asking Corvette, they had their third annual Bravo Day, they reminded us, we just, that's one of the days that we, donate the park to them, to use the park, as a community park, and I needed a motion just to get that done.
What's the date?
What about the funds? Second.
July 5th.
July 5th. She said July
Yeah.
5th.
All right.
What about the funds?
Okay, motion by Mr. Gaines, second by,
We'll take the phone by next meeting.
who seconded that?
I second.
Ms. Hutchins, okay. And any more discussion?
She made the motion, I second.
Second.
Okay, no, I'm sorry, Ms. Hutchins. All right. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Huh?
While we're waiting for the funds.
We don't have to, I mean, I didn't know.
I mean, we usually all do it in this.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
That's fine. I think it's $500.
the donation. So
It's
let's,
an appropriation.
appropriation, not donation, the donation is legal.
This is brings forth the light, favorable possibilities of the
Okay.
county and so forth.
Yes.
All right, but,
And I'm gonna make a suggestion on it this time. I think it's two of them. It'd be LaGrange and the Boardmore. I think LaGrange would be 1,000 and Boardmore would be, what is it? How much y'all? I think
I don't remember.
it's 500 or whatever. But in our next budget, instead of doing that every time, and we still have to give it approval, I'm quite sure. And let me go ahead and add the Jubilee in there, because I know it's gonna come up soon too, and I think that's $500, and I think it's already appropriated in the budget for those, all of them. So let's make sure that in budget season that we put it in as that appropriation where we don't have to get it approved every time anyway.
Still just good to do
Just
it
get,
anyway.
yeah, just spread across the minutes then, yeah. I want to just make sure that it's in that appropriations.
yeah, and,
We did all three last year.
Yeah.
so, I'm sure I really don't have a report. I just kind of piggyback off Ms. Hutchins. I got a chance to attend a couple of the graduations and, just, you know, give my,
So who made the
We did all
motion?
three, we're just gonna do it.
I think I made the motion as supervisor.
Great second.
Yeah.
And we carried that one, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
And, so, you know, and, you know, I'm thankful, nothing that I heard, I mean, children are transitioning to a very important part of life, and, you know, through that graduation season, it's always really touching to me. I be kind of glad when it's come and glad when it's gone, because children be children, and a lot of times somebody lose their life on graduation, right before graduation and stuff like that. So, you know, I thank God that we was blessed this year. I hadn't heard any tragedies, and, you know, best wishes to all the graduates from both schools, from all the schools and the colleges and everything else. So, you know, and I'll just say, it's definitely finna get hot. And I'll say to most of our workers and stuff like that, I know all the departments, because you don't specifically point out any, but they need to be really pay close attention because I was looking at some weather. We finna get some unseasonably hot days. Finna be extremely hot. We don't want anybody with a stroke or a heart attack, heat stroke or something like that. So everybody take precautions and watch the heat. And I yield the floor, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Mr. Green. Wes, are you on the call?
I am here.
Do you have a report?
I do not.
All right, thank you. All right, moving down the line, Paige.
I don't have anything.
All right, Ms. Lynn.
I just have a couple of things. Judge Barber presented us his certificate of completion for his annual training, which he had a request
Need a motion, moved by Mr. Gray,
Second.
second by Ms. Hutchinson. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
I need to have the meal report for the Adams County Sheriff's Office for May spread across the minutes, please.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
And the last one I have is the Gene Bonds, Diane Springer and Sharonica Miles, and the that's spread across the minutes, please.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you.
A few weeks back, the district attorney's office had asked us about funding a bad check unit employee. I went back and asked them where the money would come from to do all that. The district attorney's office said that the unit would have to fund itself. They would have to generate revenue from the bad checks, and they would use that revenue to reimburse the county. So that's what their request is. You want me to reach out to them and invite them to talk to y'all more about that? Or?
Mr. President, worst case scenario, what if they don't make enough money to fund themselves, then who's gonna have to pay for that?
We wouldn't get reimbursed, so we would have a whole, we would not be reimbursed, so we would have a deficiency.
So is it gonna cost us anything?
If we don't get reimbursed, it would be.
Well, we need to sit back and talk about that then.
That's stuff I.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Couldn't it get some kind of possible numbers together of what it would cost us if
He sent over numbers. I think a good time to do it would be when he submits his budget request over. Stephanie could probably talk to him more and y'all can see whether you want to do the risk or not. We have had bad check unit in the past, but it was funded differently.
Yeah.
I think they used some of that money to employ somebody else. They gave more money to it.
So they use the money, excuse me, Mr. President, they use the money, what they had to fund the bad check and use it for something else, then want us to fund the bad check?
Basically loaning them money, and they'll pay us back.
how long has it been since we had a bad check unit?
I'm not
It's
sure.
been a long time.
Did they have one when
Right.
Collins was there?
Well, Harper, that was on the Harper board.
I definitely know they had one when Ronnie was there, for sure. I think she did.
They had one.
They had one with,
Scott, she had one?
How was it funded?
I think AOC reimburses on some of those.
reimbursed?
On some of those. We fund one of the people, I think it's like $60,000 a year, we fund. We've always done that.
Okay, so we already have money in the budget too, and they're talking about Sean King paying, okay.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, it'd be better if we had some more discussion about that.
Just reach
All right.
out to them and find out. Have an item to be determined, it won't take too long, guys. We have bids back on lease purchasing for the lighting. There were two bids, Cadence Bank and Delta Bank. Delta's was the lowest bid at 4.88%. Cadence was 6. I have it pulled up.
This is for the ball field? Okay.
Cadence was 6.16%.
Okay, so you need us to have a motion to approve Delta Bank.
Yep. It's a 7-year deal.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
And the other one I could give you an update on when Supervisor Wilson steps out of the room. You can do that at the end of the video if you want to.
Okay.
All right. Is that the end of your report? Yep. Ms. Washington?
I have a mental health court budget amendment that Joe Biden was talking about earlier. I just wanted to
Middle?
the mental health court for the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Just to do budget amendment for the bid. To provide for it.
Do you need a motion or anything? Or?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, seconded by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
I need permission to set up a new fund for the local tribal consistency funds. We just need to reclassify it. I just need your permission to create a fund for that money. It's federal money. We had got two separate payments the previous prior year, fiscal year.
So
What is that for?
Need a motion to set up a fund.
For what?
Local tribal consistency fund.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, seconded by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
Permission for the NBA.
The transfer,
I need permission for NBA to transfer monies and to set up a new fund for the current projects that we have.
All right. You said it.
NBA.
MDA?
NBA.
The home grant.
The
Okay.
home.
Okay. Moved by Mr. Gaines,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Gray. Any discussion?
Is this the home projects that we build with the software? Okay. I thought that was already set up.
No, not that one. This is the actual home grant from MDA.
Okay.
No, and that one we gave money to them. That's why they're giving us permission before they spend.
Sounds good.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. That's all. Okay, that's a couple of things. First thing, they're asking, this Madison Burgess is, recertification for lifeguard. And they want us to reimburse her $225, and I'm wondering, are we doing that?
Can you mute your phone?
Is this something we're doing for everybody, Scott? $225 for recertification lifeguards, or are they responsible for their own recertification?
Yeah, I think
We pay
had
for
to
the
certify.
certification. Yeah, we pay for the certification.
They went through who, this one, and it didn't say it on the receipt, it doesn't even have a name, but, of who she paid the money to. There's a Red Cross does it, and who else?
YMCA.
Which one was this under?
YMCA.
This was YMCA. Okay. So I need a motion to approve, reimburse. Oh, we don't need it?
You don't need it, you don't need it.
Okay.
Well, that's just reimbursed. You didn't need to sign that. Yeah.
Mr. President,
Okay.
hold on. Mr. President,
Yeah.
didn't you just say you don't know where the money going or who it's going?
Well, I think that, Paige checked on it.
Huh?
It does not,
Oh.
it just has her name, but it doesn't say
So who are we paying the 200 and how much?
Well, I'm assuming she's paid it
paying
herself.
her. Yeah, you're gonna pay her back.
Oh, so the young lady paid it.
Normally on top of the receipt, you have a name of who you're paying, whether it be the Red Cross or YMCA.
What's on that?
Her
What happens is the student pays for the class in advance, pays for the class, and we have to reimburse that.
So they write the check out to, YMCA, Red Cross, or whoever they write it out
They-
to, or they just
whoever
pay it
does-
any kind of way?
Whoever does the lifeguard training is who gave her the receipt.
Okay, who
So
on that
she sent a
receipt?
copy of her receipt.
No, it's just nobody on it. Said she paid cash.
To who?
No, actually, okay, yeah.
It don't make no difference, we need to know, we need to cover ourselves though, more.
We is covering ourselves, but when you spend your money, don't you get it back? It's
But it be a name on it.
And then they put their receipt.
All right,
What you say?
all you need to look at, see, it's just, it looks kind of, it's different. Look at the bottom of it, it says,
The back.
I owe you $15.
I think that's what she's paying right here. That's what she's paying right here.
No, that's, you talking about the, which page you on?
Receipted it. That's what receipted it. She paid this person.
Yeah, that's what she paid right here.
Right here. It's on the bottom.
It's on the bottom.
All right, who made that motion?
They don't need a motion, it is not a motion. When you get that, that's the only reimbursement, it's been already prior approved, all that was for the sign.
Did I have to sign or they stopped me mid-sentence?
Yeah.
No bottom line? All right, Larry Hughes requesting travel to a conference. See what the amount is. He's going to the Bow Revise for the conference,
Tax collector's conference.
I believe so.
Got the dates. Assessor.
Amount of $654. He should have came and presented this.
What's the date?
I'm looking for it. The 95th Annual Mississippi Assessors, July 14th through 17th in Biloxi. Moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Ms. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Is that the only part I was looking for? It's got all the red tags. All right. All right. Terrence Bailey, going to the 95th Annual Assessors and Collectors Conference, same one, I guess, in Biloxi on the 14th through the 17th. I need a motion. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. We could have got both of them. Moved by Ms. Hutchins, or Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I want to congratulate all the students that graduated this year. And I'm, like Mr. Gaines, very happy that we didn't hear any bad incidents so far from a graduation night accident or whatever. I wish all these students well. Their lives are really just starting. And there's a lot to learn out there. Robbie, Tubman Circle and Scott, the houses that we had cut last year, there's a 100 and 162, I believe. Do we have to re-adjudicate those, or can we just, has it been a short enough time that we can cut them again? I can't remember that, It's either 100, 101. Which is it?
I don't remember how long ago we did it.
It's probably at the end of the summer. It was in 23.
126.
I think 126 has been taken care of. See, the others are gonna be 101, and then I guess, and 161.
100.
It is 100.
Looks like it was posted.
The grass is like 6 foot tall, the weeds already.
26, you did that one. I got to that one, you said was good.
I believe so. I was gonna let,
141 and 157.
Yeah, it was on October or something. It looks like it was done.
Yeah.
what are the rules? We went through all the signage and,
Put a sign in their
we
yard.
gotta do it again.
Put a sign in their yard and we have 7 days to clean, and if they don't, we can go after them.
Rob, could you confirm that
We had 4.
we had 4 of them? One of them is owned by a realty company and it's been cut.
I want, on that, I was supposed to do that in my report.
Okay.
I want a motion to order that for a hearing. That one, go ahead.
Go ahead, Phil.
Robert, can you just, the motion's gonna carry the 3 or 4 that were involved, and I think it's only gonna be 2. What are the addresses
Yeah,
again?
so are we doing?
We're gonna look at them and see which ones you think we need to go ahead and
All
take
right,
care of. I
so
know 101.
I've got 101.
101 is definitely.
100.
100 is probably the nicest one on the street, the one across the street from it, one of the nicest ones, so it's not on there. So you'll see it, it's the first one you come to.
And the others were,
It's in my notes outside. I think 126 is, the one that, is owned by a realtor company and it's been cut, and the one that's burned, I think that grass
so
is
you got
okay.
100, 126, 141, 157.
I think the 157 is the other one. 100, 157.
146 is okay then?
I think if Robbie goes by there and looks at them, we'll put them all down and just kind of look at them and see, because those are the 4 problem ones in the neighborhood.
You got 7
Open Park.
Oakland Park, whatever.
You want-
Don't we need a motion on that?
You want to add that to
Those are all
this motion to
renotices.
cover that?
Those are all renotices, so
Those
those
are
are posted in the
good.
yard for Oakland
Okay.
Park, and then Ratcliffe Place, we were supposed, that one hadn't been cleaned up, they hadn't had it. On those 2, you got a third one, 39 Southmore?
That one was asking for, you was trying to look up the, fine, you should been looking up the owner, the neighbors in the neighborhood was gonna cut that, they were trying to contact the owner. They wanted to clean that one up, they got the neighbors out there, they willing to cut it, but that's why you was supposed to find out the owner of it, so they can try to contact them, and they can get permission just to cut it. They was gonna, the neighborhood was gonna take care of that, but we need the ownership of 230.
239.
I think it's 339 though.
339,
I think
because
I
there was
seen-
no 239.
Yeah, cause the other neighbor called me back the other day with something else, and she said it was 339.
Confirm with them, I'll get with you after that,
Okay.
I'll sit with you after
That
this
one-
meeting.
that one-
I'll show you where we're at.
Do we need to
Yeah, right
carry
there.
our motion?
Yeah, Klein, no, we didn't, no, you never,
I'm talking about, we did the motion for, us to look at Tubman Circle.
I don't need a motion
I'll
on
make
it,
a
you said
motion.
to give them a
Okay.
notice.
Okay, give them, okay.
For
Okay.
his,
So
we
we-
need to order
we didn't carry it out.
All right. Okay.
For those, we need a,
Hold on, you did carry it?
Yeah.
She said she didn't get it, it ain't carried, it's not.
Which one? A motion on what? Which properties do you need a motion on?
on the,
Oakland Park?
Oakland Park.
Okay.
But we did not do that.
We were still on Tubman Circle and then
Okay,
they jumped.
so we carried
hold
one,
on.
That one's been carried.
So I'll make a motion,
Have not?
He said they didn't need a motion on that one. He just-
Because they've already been adjudicated, we just have to notice them for
Oh, so what is the motion needed on?
on Oakland Parkway,
and on Ratcliffe.
and Ratcliffe, you know about Ratcliffe.
Okay, need a
I
motion.
make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hudson.
What are we doing?
You look like you're in a bingo game or
You see how
That-
about,
Oh. Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried. Okay, the last thing, I don't, know if y'all know this or not, Eileen Meyer is doing pretty well actually with all her battles with, cancer, but her husband, Mark and Francis, I think they've called a hospice in on him, and I don't know if he's gonna be alive much longer, maybe be out the week, she last week. And I really like that guy, he's done a lot for veterans, and I just wanna offer prayers for, their family. 'Cause this guy really, I mean, he went above and beyond the Call of Duty all the time, and he's just a super nice guy. But anyway, and that will conclude my report.
Need a motion to close the terminal?
Do I need to step out and then you can do that? Yes,
President Wilson, real quick.
yes.
I just want to, make a motion to do a resolution in, memory of Lee Jones and his passing, and, that's the form of a motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Middleton for Mr. Jones. Second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wes. All right, I'm gonna step out, so he, Wes, you gonna take over the meeting for a minute? Or you want Mr. Gaines?
I mean, I will, or he can, whatever's easier on y'all.
Scott's just gonna give an update, and I think they're gonna go into recess and get a close to terminate.
Yeah, he got it.
Okay, Scott, go ahead, I'm just gonna, mute my phone.
Excuse me.
So much background noise.
I was just gonna update you real fast, so I'd ask that we get some professionals in place to help us with the application process, answer questions and whatnot. I've tried to look kind of out of states, people won't have anything to really do with MDQ. And I've got a group, made several different calls and got a group that I believe can do it. They are gonna give you an answer, they're doing a conflict check to make sure there's no conflicts. And they should give you an answer today. If they do, I'll bring it to the board for their contract and fees and whatnot. They did say that the application we received, we're gonna need more information requested from that entity, because it's really just not enough for you to make, you don't really know what exactly they're gonna do, what they're proposing and so forth. So, and they would help us say, this is the stuff that you would probably need. They could be as involved as Board 1 and 2 if y'all wanted to come down, do the site visit, come and talk to us face to face. They certainly will do that if you just wanted them to be available by phone or whatever, they can do that, whatever the board wants to do.
So this gonna cost us a fee?
Sure. Definitely costs us to engage any type of
Let
profession.
me ask you a question. When it comes to opening up a business or whatever in the county, what is the process?
For opening up any type of business?
Nah, the kind of business that you're trying to do, what is the process?
Well, to first get a business doing solid waste, you've got to get permission from the local board. And MDQ won't approve anything until they have permission from that board. So that's the first step.
So,
But we, you
is that
know,
what we trying to do?
yes, sir, that's what we're trying to do.
Since this project already been started, I ain't never heard nothing like this before. The project already been started, and now we trying to get permission to do what?
They can't get licensed to do the type of work they want to do without a license from MDQ. MDQ won't give them any license without the board of supervisors approving. So even they could fully build any type of facility in the county, but they can't operate it, they can't receive solid waste of any sort without permission from MDQ, who won't let them receive anything or give them permission without permission from the supervisor.
That's the question I ask when I say, what is the process? So anybody can come to Adams County and build anything they want to then get whatever they need afterwards?
They can't operate without permission in front. So they can build, but they can't operate.
Let me
confused.
say, I'm gonna say this too.
I'm confused.
I don't think we should do this at this point. Last meeting, we just said that we wanted to get somebody in here to give us some information on this business before we go forward. So now you're asking us to give permission?
No, I'm asking you, I'm giving you an update as to the professionals who are gonna give y'all advice. That's all I was doing, telling you that it's in the process of people coming to do it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So, you know,
Illegally started a business.
so,
That don't make sense.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what the rest of it, but what I actually asked for is somebody that's a third party, but we still need to, we don't even know what's going on. We don't know what kind of material. We know something's going on down here. We asking for something you asking us something in the blind. So we need somebody, because the public that we fighting for, the public wants to know what's going on at the facility. And that's two of the things I asked you to get somebody from the company to actually tell us what are they trying to do. Not saying nobody has any permission, but I don't even have an idea other than of what's going on. Send somebody here and let them know what they trying to propose doing or how they trying to propose doing it. I know it's the all waste thing, but somebody can tell us that, and then the next step to me would be get these folks. We don't even know, even though he started, but we don't even know what the facility offers, what it's gonna try to take, what it's not gonna try to take. Get the people to tell us something, and then we can make, because I'm trying to have questions. I want questions answered. What they got going on down there? Is it gonna be hazardous to our community? With the oil, how it's gonna operate, refineries, stuff like that. Because you down on close to the reservation, you up down the rivers down there. You got people got farmland down there. Even though you got another wasteland across there, but that's what we really need. I mean, you need both of them. But I want to hear from the people that say this is what we propose.
Okay. And that's what I was just telling you.
You
We
change
need
that
to
language,
hear
that's
from
what
them.
they need, I don't need that.
Well, that's what I made it. I made it clear before I said that. That's what I need to hear. I didn't include nobody else but me. I needed to hear that because that's what we asked for, and that's our lives. That's what I think the last time me was at the end Angela asked for.
That's what
Yeah.
I was just telling you.
But we understood it was
Hear that.
it was
We sit up here
3 to
and
1.
approving
Yeah, no.
conditional applications.
Yeah, he wasn't approving the application. He was asking to approve to get somebody to look in instead of say what they doing, what the environmental that we talked about, somehow how it was going to affect the environment. But I think you got the horse in the front of the cart because you can get the environmentals, and I think we probably would, for the pleasure for us to hear it, the ones who want to hear, but you don't even know, you haven't heard from the people. For the people to say, well, what are we gonna do? So what are we gonna tell the environmentalists to study, and the people haven't proposed anything to us, just giving us a broad idea. So we need a broad idea, and then the people will say, okay, well they said this is what they propose doing, this step, this step, this step. Now the environmentalists, the people that you're talking about gonna study could come in and say, it'll cause this effect, or that effect, or this effect, or that effect.
Yeah, what I understood is they would help assist us in asking that company, what are you doing, and hear some problems of what your application is.
Yeah.
But we can ask them.
Is that what you asked?
I was not asking them to.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. That's what I was asking. I think that's what
asking them questions.
I'm kind of
You really,
confused.
because it looked like you asking for feasibility.
No.
Are you asking?
I just asked for somebody to help us.
Ask question.
I know what
Ask
you
question.
asked. I know what you asked.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what Supervisor Gaines asked. You asking for somebody to come in and tell us what they trying to do on the property?
No, we asking for somebody, I want somebody to come in I don't know what they're trying to do. What I do know is an oil field waste, thing. We had the group of environmentalists that come in and was telling us, doing a study on, you know what I'm saying, the possibilities of the harm, the pros and the cons of what's going on for what they doing. How would it affect our environment if something happened? How would it affect the river? How would it do this? Either basically before you can do internet, they need to figure out what's going on. How would the waste? How would the oil field thing? How would it run? How would it operate? And then they was gonna do environment and how was it gonna do to affect the community.
That's what I asked.
Yeah.
You want the person that filed the application to come in first, or you want the people that Scott talking about to come in?
From now Scott just explained it. Scott said that the people who was coming in and they was gonna ask us to help, and I think with Supervisor Hudson's, I wanted to make sure she was clear that we wasn't approving anything for nothing to deal with the landfill. We was approving to get the people to come in and help us figure out what's going on.
And they're not even ready for approval. I was just.
And not approval, not approval for anything. What Scott was asking for is somebody to help us, yeah.
Somebody to help question
Yes,
what's going on.
you'd say, because you don't want to take either side's word for it, you want a third party.
That's
And
right.
then assist you with the application. And I think
So
we've got
what are
somebody
their
that
costs?
I'm not asking for approval yet.
No.
So
what they call?
What are the costs?
Now, like I said, they've got to first do a conflicts check with me and send it to me, and then I'll bring it to the board and y'all can decide to accept it then.
You can do that.
That's right. So just what you think with on that?
Yeah.
Supervisor Milton?
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
That's all, I was just giving y'all an update for that.
That's all.
But I wasn't asking for any action.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine. Anything else?
No, that was it. It was on with Kevin being out there.
Take Kevin back in here.
Make a motion.
Close.
what about me?
All right, we in recess or?
No, we waiting on you to take back over. I can tell you where the next step is, motion closed determination. And I made it if you want.
Motion by Mr. Gaines to close determination. Second by Ms. Hutchins. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? No. Okay. Motion carried.